Ladies and gentlemen, do you ever feel completely unlovable, completely unworthy, and maybe you feel like nobody has ever shown you any interest? And so, how do you have any sort of dating, sex, or relationship life if you literally have no options? That's what we're going to talk about here today. But before we get stuck in, I am on a mission to change more lives, build my coaching business, and make the world a slightly better place by the time I leave it. If you have even remotely thought about coaching at any point in the past, now would be the time to sign up. I'll leave a link in the description below. I'd love to jump on a free call with you, talk about coaching, talk about how we can change your life. I'll leave a link in the description below to that. So let's jump in and give a little bit of free coaching. Mr. Kaur says, but what if somebody truly thinks about this and the answer is zero, as in, no one has ever shown any interest? I feel like this advice works if you're attractive and have money, and then it's just a self perception or confidence thing. But if you're actually undesirable, it's very obvious that no one has ever wanted you. There's a lot I can say here. First of all, I understand the feeling of nobody wanting you or feeling like nobody wants you. A lot of my coaching clients feel like that. I have a lot of guys that come to the coaching program and they've literally had zero experience in their entire life. Like literally never even held hands with a woman, never had a woman be interested in them in any way, shape, or form. And so I get it. I know how it feels. But there is a lot you can do. You're not hopeless. And often we feel this sense of hopelessness and we look at the fact that we haven't had the result as evidence that we must be unworthy or unlovable. And this is called a fixed mindset. And I talked about this quite a lot in my Play to Win video course. If you go to the second chapter, Growth Mindset versus Fixed Mindset, I talk about how a lot of the time we get stuck in a fixed mindset or a stuck mindset where we believe there's nothing that can be done, it's completely hopeless, I can't change this, I can't fix this. In fact, I would say a hell of a lot of people, maybe most people in society, have this sort of fixed mindset. They're like, I'm stuck in this job, I'm stuck with this partner, I'm not athletic, so therefore I can't change it. I've never been good at playing the piano, so I guess I'm just not good at playing the piano. They believe that things are stuck, fixed, and cannot be improved. You, my friend, are going through the exact same thing here. You have a premise here that you're undesirable and no one's ever wanted you, and that's it. Case closed. There's nothing I can do about it. I am unlovable. I am unworthy. I'm not wanted. That's it. It's just who I am. I'm not a wanted person. My friend, we want to start building for you a little bit of a growth mindset and thinking there is something that I can do. I can improve this. I'm not stuck. What action can I take? Maybe I can take a tiny little baby step today and then another one tomorrow and move towards being someone who is a little bit more desirable. And part of that will be you desiring yourself. What I mean by that is not that you're going to look in the mirror and jerk off, although you're very welcome to do that if you want to. But you right now believe that you are undesirable. You stated it as if it is a fact. You said, I am undesirable. Is that true? Have you asked every single woman on the entire planet, hi, do you desire me? Here's who I am. Here's what I'm interested in. Here's my personality. Would you like to go on a date with me? The obvious answer is no, you fucking haven't. And yet you state this as if it is a fact. I am undesirable. Case closed. I've presented my evidence. My evidence is I don't have anyone that's shown interest in me. But how much have you really tried? Again, have you gone out there and asked every single woman on the entire planet? I'm assuming you're a male. Have you asked every single person on the entire planet that you're interested in if they would like to go on a date with you? No. Then you haven't really tried. You haven't exhausted all your options. Now, you might say, I tried a little bit. I talked to some people. Great. This is a numbers game. Go talk to more people. And along the way, improve yourself. In fact, if you go onto my website, I have this massive Tinder guide that's called the Get Laid on Tinder Guide. And I wrote it aimed at men, but this absolutely applies to women as well. It's called the Get Laid on Tinder Guide, but it applies even if you just want a long-term relationship, even if you're not interested in online dating. It just applies universally because part one is all about improving your appearance and improving your mindset as well. And I specifically talk a lot in here about how getting lucky isn't actually about luck. You've got to actually try and get laid or get into a relationship or whatever it is you want. You got to really try. And I have an entire section on improving your looks. And I talk a little bit about how there's lots of people kind of like you're doing, my friend, and it's okay. I'm here to give you some advice. We're not here to judge you. But there are lots of people on the internet that will complain that they're not having any luck with women. And pretty much always, they'll admit, I look okay. Or in your case, they won't say anything about their appearance. They won't say whether or not they've worked on themselves. They won't say anything about their personality or hobbies or any of that. Like, how much have you worked on yourself? You haven't mentioned it at all. I don't know how much of a priority it is. And so quite a lot of the time we'll complain that we're not having results. And it's like, but have you followed the instructions? It is this simple. Improve yourself and talk to more women. That's it. That's how you get laid. That's how you get a girlfriend. Any women out there, the same thing applies to you, obviously. Self-improvement, and then just talk to enough people until you find someone that you click with. It's that simple. This isn't complicated. But as I even said in this Tinder guide, and I wrote this thing like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I said, I want to make this abundantly clear. If you haven't had much dating success and you're overweight or you don't look after your personal appearance, and I'd also say now, if you're also not working on your self-love and liking yourself as a person and feeling like you have a lot to offer. So if you're not working on your mindset and your physical and outwards appearance, then the reason that you haven't had much luck with dating or getting laid or relationships is because you haven't made yourself look good and improved your mindset, not because you're unlovable or unworthy or undeserving. It is not because you're worthless. It's because you haven't tried properly. And a lot of times when I say that to people, you can kind of get a bit defensive. You feel a little bit attacked. I'm not saying any of this to attack anyone. And when I say you haven't tried properly, that's not a judgment. People will often take that as a judgment. But if you want something, you might need to follow the instructions to get that thing. It takes action. It takes work. It takes effort, especially if you're a man trying to improve your dating and sex life. You are going to have to be the one to make the moves. You are going to have to be the one to improve yourself. You are going to have to be the one to message girls first. You are going to have to be the one to say, would you like to go on a date with me? You are going to have to be the one to say, can I kiss you? You are going to have to be the one to say, can or would you like to come back to my place? Would you like to fool around? Would you like to have sex? It is on you. And I say this to empower you, not to make you feel like, oh my God, I got all this work to do. No, it's not work. You're allowed to do this. It can be fun. But if you look at your comment here, my friend, we often get caught up in your kind of thinking of like, it's not fair. I'm a victim. I'm stuck. What am I supposed to do? You're presenting this perceived problem. Like, look at this problem. I'm unworthy. I'm unlovable. It sucks. My next question to you is, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit there and continue to feel lonely? And you're allowed to do that if you want to. I certainly wouldn't judge you. A hell of a lot of the internet and a hell of a lot of people on this planet sit there feeling very lonely. You're allowed to choose that as an option. I would never judge you for that option. I want you to do whatever you want to do. Or you can choose to start improving yourself. And again, I have this massive Tinder guide, which is completely free, by the way. It is on my website, killyourinaloser.com, 100% free. You don't have to enter your email or anything. Literally there. It's 130,000 words long. It took me the better part of a year to write, completely for free. So you have no excuses. And I have an entire massive section on how to improve your looks. Then I have a massive section on how to take photos for online dating profiles. Then I have an entire massive part on how to get more matches. Everything you can imagine on how to get more matches. Then I have an entire massive part on what to message. Then a massive section on what to do on dates, how to set dates up, how to have foreplay, how to have good sex, all of that sort of stuff, what to talk about. I literally have an entire massive guide in here on how to have really good sex. And then there's a massive part 5 about retention, or you might call that building a relationship. And I literally list out all the things that help with building a relationship. And so the whole point of this Tinder or online dating guide is to improve your physical outward appearance, to improve your confidence, to know what to do right from the very beginning of how do I improve myself and take better photos and all of that, to the very end. How do I build this into a relationship? This is literally the massive instruction manual on how to go from a guy with zero experience as a complete and utter virgin to having as much sex or deep relationships or fulfilling marriage if you want that, whatever it is that you want, for free on my website right now. You could go and use this and literally fundamentally change every aspect of your life, from your outward appearance to your inner confidence to your mindset to your self-love. Then there is this, my Play to Win video course. There's a link in the description below to this. This is a massive guide I wrote where I talk about how I achieved every single goal that I have ever achieved in my life. I literally said, here's my magnum opus. This video course is a combination of everything I've learned over the last 10 years of self-improvement. And again, so there are no excuses, I released this for as little as I could possibly charge. You can pay whatever you wish to give to me for this video course, even if that is $1. It is paid by donation. Plenty of people have just paid $1. And this video course covers literally everything about improving your mindset. I talk about what I showed you before, growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. How do we play to win instead of playing not to lose? If you look at your question, you're focusing on losing here. You're like, I'm undesirable. That means I lost. No one's ever wanted me. I've lost. I'm not attractive. I've lost. No one shows me interest. I've lost. My friend, we're here to win. So focus on winning. Winning would be, how do I improve myself? What do I need to do to meet someone and have a fulfilling relationship or have a bit of sex or whatever it is that you want? Well, the first thing would be defining what I want. Notice you have not talked about at all what it is that you want. Look at this. Your entire comment, and this is okay, by the way, I'm not judging you, but your entire comment is you just talking about what you don't want and how you're unhappy. I don't know what you want. Do you know what you want? Have you even ever thought about it? Like, what do you want? Why didn't you write a comment saying, hey, I want to go on a date with a woman. I want to have some sex. I want a relationship. Why haven't you talked about that? If you don't talk about what you want, you're never going to get it. You're literally aiming to lose. You don't even realize that you're doing that. You are focusing on how unhappy you are. You are focusing on how it's not fair and I'm a victim and I'm unlovable and I'm undesirable. And again, that's okay. But you're not at all focusing here on what you want. So start focusing on what you want. Again, we call this playing to win instead of playing not to lose. I talk here about how every problem has a solution. And instead of saying I'm undesirable, or you can say I'm undesirable, great. What are you going to do about it? How can you make yourself more desirable? What are the traits of a desirable man? And I have talked about this a million times. It's in the Tinder guide. I've done a video, this one here. It's called The 7 Pillars of Success, the ultimate guide to being successful. And I talk about all the things that might make you desirable. You can also search on my channel for the word masculine, and you'll see this video I did about the traits of masculine men, and that will be defined by whatever you count as masculine. But this will give you some starting points. If you scroll down, again, search for the word masculine, and go and watch this video, my friend. It's called Men, You Are Fucking Worth Something. 50 things that are likable about yourself, because you right now don't have very good self-esteem. You probably don't realize that. Your self-esteem could absolutely use some work, my friend. And while we're on that same page, look at this video. This relates to you too. I feel so alone, like nobody cares about me. Doesn't that sound like you? And that's a lot of people. And so what I would suggest is get out a piece of paper or do it on your computer. Write down 50 things that are likable or lovable about yourself. You're sitting here saying nobody else likes me. Nobody else desires me. Nobody else wants me. Who does that leave? If nobody on the entire planet wants or likes you, which is literally not true, but that's how you feel. If nobody else on the entire planet ever wants you or will ever want you, who is left? You are. So take some fucking responsibility and decide to be loving towards yourself. If nobody else wants you, why don't you fucking want you? If nobody else is going to be there for you, why don't you fucking be there for you? What does that look like? Go indulge in some beautiful fucking hobbies. Go build yourself up. Go work on your own self-improvement. Go look into the mirror, look in your own eyes and say, I love you. Nobody else loves me, but I love me. If nobody else is going to desire you and be nice to you, why don't you start being like that to yourself? You right now, again, you're the one saying that you're undesirable. You're blaming that on other people, but you don't even know that. You haven't gone and asked all the women on the planet, do you desire me? And if you did, you would quickly find within 100 or 200 approaches that one of them says, sure, I'll go on a date with you. And you go, holy shit, my limiting beliefs are falling apart. But you're the one that started out by saying that you're undesirable. It's you saying it, and then you project that onto other people. And your flimsy bullshit evidence of that is like, well, no one's ever hit on me. No one's ever slept with me because you don't go all in and really try. Again, there are so many actionable steps that you could take, but you are the one that is holding back. When was the last time that you went all in with the gym for a year and built an amazing body? When was the last time that you lost weight if you need to? When was the last time that you dressed better? When was the last time that you really groomed yourself? When was the last time you worked on your self-love? Again, from this comment, you fucking hate yourself, and that's okay. I was in that position too. I was depressed and suicidal. I told myself that I'm undesirable, just like you have. And my flimsy bullshit evidence for that was, well, no one's ever slept with me because I wasn't fucking trying. Just like a lot of my coaching clients, they come to me, hey, I'm a virgin. No one's ever wanted me. And I say, right, how many hundreds of women have you hit on properly? Hi, you're really cute. Hi, you're really attractive. I'd love to take you out on a date. Would you like that? Can I get your number? That is properly. Anything less than that is not properly. You still get credit for it. You still tried, but that's what we're talking about as the baseline. How many hundreds of women have you said that to? Oh, I guess I've said it to 20 women ever in my entire life, or in plenty of guys' cases, I've never said that. Then you're not undesirable. You just haven't fully tried, and that's okay. I didn't try for the longest time. I did the same thing with business, my friend. I said, why can't I make any money? It's not fair. I can't make any money. All right, son, how many hundreds of people have you said, would you like to sign up for my coaching program? Can I change your life in exchange for money? Oh, I've said that to like 5 people. Great. That's a brilliant start. Go say it to 500 people. And so we often have these incredibly unrealistic expectations of, life in general, but dating, sex, relationships, and the numbers game. And we say, well, I've tried 5 times. I asked 5 girls. All right, what did you say to those 5 girls? Well, I kind of just had a bullshit go nowhere conversation that was more friendly than sexual, more friendly than honest. And I was playing it safe and playing not to lose. And I didn't really ask them out properly. And I certainly didn't tell them that they're cute and that I'd love to take them out for a drink sometime and date them. But I tried. Yes, you did. You tried a little bit. Now go fucking try more. And so again, we get really stuck on this like hopelessness and I'm stuck. There's nothing I can do. I have a fixed mindset. I can't change this. Yes, you fucking can. Every problem has a solution. And my friend, son, instead of sitting here and saying, I'm undesirable, fucking do something about it, my man. Don't be a fucking victim of your own bullshit limiting beliefs. You are better than this, man. Instead of saying no one has ever wanted you, go out there and fucking make yourself wantable. Go out there and do something to make yourself known. If you are a man, which I'm assuming you are, like I've assumed your gender here, but I'm assuming you're a man. If you're a guy, it is your fucking responsibility to put yourself in front of women. It doesn't work the other way around. I know that Hollywood and all of that have bullshit fucking ideas of, like, I swear to God, every single woman in every single movie these days, the woman will initiate the kiss with the man. Start paying attention to that, all of you. Start watching Hollywood movies through the lens of, like, who initiates a kiss when there's a man and a woman. 98% of the time, it's the fucking woman. That isn't real life. I'm telling you that right now. That is not how it works. And so if you want to meet some women, take the fucking responsibility. Grab that set of balls between your legs and say, okay, if it is to be, it's up to me. I'm not going to sit around being a victim of this bullshit, like what you've written here. Good job opening up, by the way, but you've just written a bunch of bullshit. I'm supposed to believe you're undesirable? Where's your fucking evidence? You have not gone and asked every single woman on the planet, am I desirable to you? Yes or no? Would you like to go on a date with me? So I don't believe you. This is a premise that you've stated with no fucking evidence, or your evidence is flimsy. If this was a courtroom and we were debating, the judge would dismiss you on having no fucking evidence. Where's your evidence that you're undesirable? Do you have written testimonials from every woman on the planet that you're undesirable? And you say, no, that's absurd. Your statement is absurd. I'm undesirable just because I haven't had sex or because I haven't had someone want me. How much have you fucking tried? That would be like me saying, I'm a fucking loser because I've never completed a marathon. I'm an unathletic piece of shit who's just fat and lazy because I've never completed a marathon. It's like, how many marathons have you entered, though? None. That's you. This is literally you. You're not a fucking loser because you haven't won a marathon. You just haven't entered any goddamn marathons. And if you entered a few, you might actually fucking complete some. The same here, son. If you went out there and approached a couple of hundred women and start with one, don't be intimidated by, I have to do 100, that's scary. Just start with one. If you started approaching one girl a day, or if that's too much for you, start thinking about approaching. Walk around outside and imagine what you would say to each woman. Build up the confidence to then eventually do it. You know, it's okay if you can't do it immediately. But if you went out there and every day for a year talked to one woman and said, you're cute, my name is Cora, or whatever your name is, I'd love to take you on a date sometime. Can I get your number? If you said that once a day for a year, you would find that some girls say yes, and you go on dates and you go, holy shit, I was full of fucking shit. When I said that I was undesirable, no, I felt undesirable, and then I stated that feeling as if it was true. You again have stated a feeling as if it is a truth. I guess you're even rational about this because you say, I feel like this advice works. Politely, fuck your feelings. And that doesn't mean I don't care about you. That doesn't mean that I'm not empathizing with you. But your feelings are not good evidence. Again, if this was a courtroom and your evidence was, here's my feelings, the judge would laugh at you and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? If we were right now debating a case and you come in and you're like, all right, today we're going to hear the case of, me saying that I'm undesirable. The judge would go, all right, present your evidence. I feel like I'm undesirable. I feel like no one has ever wanted me. And the judge would go, what the fuck are your feelings? That's not evidence. Again, if you haven't gone and asked every single woman on the planet, would you like to go on a date with me? Then you still have options. If you haven't hit the gym, improved your appearance, worked on your self-love, grab my Play to Win video course and work on that mindset, or use all the free fucking videos on my channel. God knows I have literally like 900 videos. A huge portion of them are about improving your mindset and improving your self-love and working on liking yourself. If you haven't done all of that, then there is still work to do, my friend. And it's not work, it's enjoyable fun. You're allowed to not take this quite as seriously as you have been. I know I probably sound very serious in this video because I'm trying to fucking motivate you, man. But you're allowed to enjoy this. You're allowed to say, what if I just wake up and try and be 0.1% better than I was the day before? What if I work on showing myself a bit of love? If I'm expecting love from other people, but I don't love myself, doesn't that make me a fucking hypocrite? Like, think about what you've written here. I'm undesirable. And you've said, I'm actually undesirable. Then why the fuck should some other woman desire you if you don't even think you're desirable? If you don't feel like you're desirable, why the fuck should someone else do something that you're unwilling to do? That's why we start with the self-esteem and a little bit of self-improvement as well, or a lot of self-improvement as well. Work on your appearance, work on feeling like you're proud of the person that's in the mirror, and a big part of that is also working on the self-love. Like, write the list of 50 things about yourself that are likable. I've talked about that in a billion videos. Piece of paper out. Here's 50 things about me that are likable. If you can't do 50, that's fine. Start with one and add one item to that list every day so that you have this big list of evidence that you actually have something of value to offer any women that you might want to date you, that you have something to offer other people, that you are a person that is worthy, lovable, and all of that. You already are. You're just the motherfucker who's saying that you're not. And it's very hard for someone else to want to be, it's very hard for someone else to be with you or to love you if you don't fucking love yourself. Basically, you think that you're undesirable. You think that you're not a full, complete person just because you don't have someone in your life. What the fuck is that shit, son? It's your responsibility to be a whole, complete person, not someone else's. It is not someone else's job to fix you. It is not someone else's job to make you feel desirable. Why the fuck are you putting that burden on other people? Other people got to make you feel desirable, do they? Like, you need some woman to tell you that, oh, you're so hot, you're so sexy, I love you, I'm going to date you. The fuck happens if she dies? What the fuck happens if she cheats on you? What the fuck happens if she wants to break up with you because she wants to be with someone else, or she's just not interested, or you move apart, or she takes a job in another city and now you guys have to break up? What happens if she gets cancer? Do you just suddenly go back to being undesirable? Yeah, that's kind of the premise that you've stated. I need someone else to confirm to me that I'm desirable. No, it's your fucking job. That's what self-esteem is, man. That's what loving yourself is about. It's saying I am good enough and someone else is a bonus to that. And again, this is what the Play to Win video course is about. But something that helps even more is this book by this lovely lady. Look at her nice little face, Byron Katie. I need your love. Is that true? How to stop seeking love, approval, and appreciation and start finding them instead. In other words, how to stop expecting that some woman is going to be the one that makes me feel desirable. No, she fucking won't. The second you guys have an argument or something, you'll fall to pieces and be like, oh my God, I must be undesirable. The second she breaks up with you or you break up with her, oh my God, I must be undesirable. What the fuck do you think is going to happen if someone ever rejects you? You're going to fall to pieces. You've already fallen to pieces. And again, that's okay. But it is on you, my brother, to give yourself that approval, that appreciation, and that love. And this book is the best book that I've ever read in my entire life on this subject. I really recommend you grab this book above everything else I've recommended here today, even above my Play to Win video course. This book, holy shit, life-changing. Because again, my brother, you are sitting here saying, I need some woman in order for me to feel desirable. What the fuck? No. No. People are unreliable. People are flaky. People change their mind. People are emotional. Again, the hell are you going to do if she has a day where she doesn't desire you? And you're in for a rude awakening, my friend, if you think that you're going to get into a relationship and she's going to desire you forever. That is not how that works. As someone who's been in a relationship for 7 years, you have moments in time where you're just fucking busy or stressed and your sex life, I won't say suffers, but you put it on pause for a couple of weeks because you're like, holy shit, we're stressed about this. We're trying to fix this. We're busy with this. Or you're sick, or the other person gets a bit sad or depressed, or you're having sex, but maybe it's not as passionate and you got to reignite that spark. That is how life is. And I've only been in a relationship for 7 years. The longer that goes, the more you start to accept, okay, there are going to be moments where the other person is busy or stressed or whatever. That leaves me to look after myself. I am still here. I am with myself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I am going to give myself that love, and the other person is going to be a bonus to that. I'm not going to be so needy that I expect the other person to make me feel good about myself, which is essentially the premise that you've written here, and that is okay, my brother. Most of the world lives in that fucking dream or that nightmare, that zombification of like walking around half asleep going, I need someone else, help, help, help. I need someone else to make me feel good about myself. No, fuck that shit, man. That's unreliable. What is reliable is you. You're the one that cares about yourself the most. Right now, you just haven't practiced it very much. But who on this planet could possibly care about you more than you ever could? Nobody. Nobody. And so that leaves you to build that self-esteem, to be there for yourself, to build that beautiful life. You clearly don't have a beautiful life that you're really, really happy with, and that's okay. That's not a judgment. But if you had a beautiful life, you wouldn't be writing this. You'd be like, yeah, I don't really have any women in my life, but man, I got these beautiful hobbies and me and the boys like hang out a couple of times a week and we just have a great time. I love my career. Man, I'm building a business. It's so sweet. And if a woman wants to be part of this, hey ladies, I'm single. Like come fucking be a part of this. And if not, I don't give a shit. That's cool. More time for video games, more time for my career, more time for the boys. I'm having a great time. And what do you think women will feel or do if they see that person? The person who truly loves himself, who has this awesome life with cool hobbies, tons of friends, building a career, ambitious, starting to work or deeply working on his self-improvement. Don't you think that that guy is very fucking attractive? And on top of that, the icing on the cake, if you like yourself or even get to a point where you love yourself, don't you think that that guy is pretty fucking magnetic? Don't you think that that's the man that women want to be around? And if you sprinkle self-improvement on top of that and you improve your appearance, you improve your dress sense, you don't have to look like a god. I certainly don't. But put some fucking effort in. If you put effort in, holy shit, man, you'll be batting those ladies off with a freaking blue water bottle. You'd be like, get out of here, women. Go away. There's too many of you. I'm trying to hang out with the boys and have a good time. And women will be like, please, can I hang out with you? Mr. Charismatic, confident, self-loving, attractive, or has improved his attractiveness guy, please can I be around you? And you're like, yeah, you seem cool. You can hang around, but just don't interrupt my cool life. Like you can come be part of my life, but I'm still going to live my life. That person's magnetic. That person's charismatic. And the good news is there is always something that you can do. There is always something that you can improve starting right now. And what I would love to see from you, my friend, is go take one tiny little baby step towards the life that you want to live and then post a comment below telling us what you've done. And any of the rest of you that feel the same, that can relate to this amazing, wonderful human being who doesn't even know he's amazing and wonderful yet, any of you that can relate, go take one action, Leave it down below. Tell us what you've done, not what you're going to do, but tell us what you've done. And if you say, I don't know where to even start, I don't know what I want, well, I've done a ton of videos on that. Search my channel for the word success, and then I talk in here, the 7 pillars of success. I basically give you like the 7 categories of what I've found people seem to care about when I ask them what success means to them. And so go start with that video. That'll give you some ideas, some brainstorming. Then you can search my channel for the word baby, and I have a baby steps walkthrough, literally a walkthrough on how to start your goals right this very second, this video here, how to literally start from the very first step. And if you still say, I have no idea what I want, I don't even know where to begin, I feel overwhelmed, then just think of one cool thing that you could do today. One cool, interesting thing. Maybe I'll go outside and try smiling at a stranger. That might be fun. Maybe I'll go to meetup.com and find some sort of event or meetup where I can go and make one friend, or at least go and talk to some people. Maybe I'll go and try that hobby that I've always wanted to try, like playing the guitar. Maybe I'll buy a cheap $50 guitar from eBay or wherever else, buy a secondhand one and just start strumming. It'll suck. It'll be awful, but I'll start. Pick something that you would find mildly interesting or cool and go attack that. Go start that. Go have fun with that. You don't have to be perfect, but start some actual fucking baby steps. You are never, my friend, going to feel better sitting there feeling like a victim. Like, how do you feel when you leave comments like this? And good job sharing all of this, by the way. I hope that's clear. But how do you feel? You feel like a victim. You feel like it's not your fault. You feel like nothing can be done. You feel like it's hopeless and other people get to have a great life and you don't. Motherfucker, I built this shit. And a lot of people helped me. But do you think I just woke up one day with an amazing sex life, having threesomes, a coaching business, a YouTube channel? Fuck that shit, son. What do I say at the start of a lot of my videos? I went from depressed and suicidal to living a life of abundance and joy. Stop and think about that. Depressed and suicidal. Again, depressed and suicidal. One more fucking time. Depressed, suicidal. Do you think it was easy to just wake up and be like, oh, let me have a lot of sex. Oh, let me be happy. Let me work on my mindset. Let me become a Buddhist monk who's super fucking happy. Let me fucking work on all this shit. No, son, I had to do the work. And it was fun. It was rewarding. It wasn't a chore. And yes, I felt overwhelmed at times. So I just did a little bit less. I took baby steps, one day at a time. Progress, not perfection. But man, like I went through the ringer. I've got a video on this on my channel. How I beat depression and learn to be an optimist. Go and watch that video. I think when you watch that, you'll be like, holy fuck, okay, this guy didn't just wake up one day and now he's having sex and stuff like that. He put in the fucking effort. He did the steps that were required. And I've laid them all out, like I said, in my Tinder guide. Massive big Tinder guide for you with all of these fucking 5 parts on how to improve your mindset, your looks, getting some matches, messaging women, going on dates and sex and retention and all of that. The Play to Win video course, where I talk about how to build a positive mindset. Got all the freaking chapters here so you can check it out. Some of these I've even released as free videos on my channel already. So you can already have half of the Play to Win video course for free and then pay $1 for the rest of it. I've laid all this out, my friend, but I didn't just wake up one day and be happy. I was depressed and suicidal. And with the help of other people and some books and a lot of effort, I improved all of that. I've also worked with a couple of coaching clients who were depressed. This video here called She Overcame Depression, Here's How, was one of my coaching clients, Thea, who was deeply, deeply depressed and suicidal when she first came to me. And I talked about, and she talked about, how we helped her overcome that. On my YouTube channel, if you go into the playlists section, I have a playlist called Coaching Client Interviews, where I have interviewed, at this point, 49 clients who've been willing to come on and be very upfront and very honest about the changes that they made in the coaching and their story and how they went from depressed and blah, blah, blah to improving it, or how they went from a virgin who's never held hands with a woman ever to now I've had sex with 20 women. Holy shit. You know, this guy here was having panic attacks when he first came to us, and now he's this like peaceful Buddhist monk. This guy here hadn't had sex in 5 freaking years, and then he came to us. This guy here hadn't had sex at all when he was 27, and then he had sex with 8 women in his first year. A 29-year-old who hadn't had sex and then lost her in his coaching. Ravi, one of our earliest coaching clients who was obese and very, 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 very suicidal, who lost a ton of weight, had a ton of sex, worked on his self-love, now runs his own coaching business, which is amazing, and he's such a wonderful, loving human being. I love Ravi to bits. This guy, 5'4", didn't use that as an excuse, lost his virginity, approached 100 girls in a week, He really went hard with taking action. This guy hadn't had sex in 9 years. He came to us and had sex, obviously. Here's Cam, who was actually, one of my first coaching clients, and now he's a coach in the coaching program. We talked about all the changes that he made and how depressed and unhappy and heartbroken he was after a woman that he was in love with didn't really love him back and didn't want to date him anymore. We talked about all of that in there. And then maybe the most crazy story of all is Ed, who was 31 years old, a virgin, had severe erectile dysfunction and performance anxiety. Like his penis literally never worked. He'd taken Cialis, Viagra, everything. He'd been to doctors, he'd been to psychologists and all of that. And we talked about how we helped him with all of that, helped him lose his virginity. And now he is a coach in the coaching program. He's gone on to have sex with, I don't even fucking know at this point, like 100, 200 women, something crazy, and he's now working on finding a wife to be the mother of his children and build something beautiful with her. And again, you can watch all of these if you just go onto my playlist section on my channel, click on the playlist Coaching Client Interviews. But these are all people, man, who put in a lot of effort. These guys and a couple of girls didn't just like wake up one day and, oh, suddenly I've got women in my bed. Suddenly I love myself. Suddenly I'm happy. Suddenly I'm peaceful. They put in the work, brother. They didn't make excuses, or they did sometimes. They felt that same hopelessness that you're feeling, but then they took action. But what that hopelessness makes us feel, that feeling of hopelessness, what it makes us feel and believe is that we're special. Like you in this comment believe that you're special. And any of the rest of you who are in a similar position, you believe that you're special. You literally think that all these other people can change their life, but not me. I'm fucked. No one's ever wanted me. Yeah, it's exactly how fucking 100 coaching clients that I've worked with at this point feel. And 100, 200, 500 other comments that people have left. And then 6 months later, they're like, holy shit, I can't believe I used to think that I was unlovable. Now I have a girlfriend. More to the point, I've worked on my self-love. I like myself. I got some hobbies. I have some friends. I'm happy. Yay, thank you. Like I thought I was unfixable. Turns out I wasn't even broken. I was just egotistical. And you might think, egotistical? I'm not egotistical. I think I'm undesirable. I think I'm unlovable. That's the opposite of ego. That's humble. No, you think you're above doing the work that everybody else did to get the results. You think that you're special. You think that you're extra unlovable. And even though everyone else was unlovable or felt unlovable and felt undesirable and then put in the work to change that and work on their mindset and work on their appearance and all of that, you think you're beyond all of that. You're sitting on the sidelines on the bench watching all of us saying in a twisted 180-degree reverse way, I'm extra special because I can't do what they've done. Or even if I did do what they've done, it wouldn't work out for me because I'm extra undesirable. Sitting on the bench with this weird holier than thou, but it's more like shittier than thou attitude of everybody else can improve, but not me. No one's ever wanted me. They probably have. You probably just didn't notice. That's its own separate video as well. I bet you women have made it clear to you that they like you, but you were just too afraid to know what to do, or you pushed them away, or you intentionally sabotage to protect yourself, and that's okay. That's what we do when we're scared of something, or when we have a strong narrative that we are undesirable or unlovable, we push away anyone's attempt at proving the opposite. You might even watch this video, maybe even turn this video off because, yeah, I've been a little hard on you. But you might watch this video and be like, yeah, this guy doesn't know me. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You'll push my attempts away to help. Or maybe you'll be open-minded enough to listen, but it's ego that blocks us from listening. And I did a video on this. This one right here. If you go on my channel, why you're unhappy, you think your ego is God. And we do this a lot. We have this limiting belief that I'm unlovable, I'm unfixable, I'm not good enough, I can't do it. Other people can do it, but not me. You sure as hell can too. That doesn't apply to me. I'm the one exception. That's ego. And we treat our egos as if they're God. We have that story in our head. Our ego says, I am unlovable. And then we go, yes, God, I believe you. That is the truth. It is the only thing that matters. My ego is correct 100% of the time. My opinion is always right and never needs to be challenged and is always correct 100% of the time. And if someone else has a different opinion, like Andy says I'm lovable, he doesn't know me. He's wrong. You treat your ego like it's God. And again, that's what you're doing here, my friend. And a lot of you listening are doing the same thing. You have an opinion that you are undesirable, and then you state it as if it is fact. That's treating your ego like God, like it's a God, like it's always correct, like it never makes mistakes. Have you ever made a mistake ever in your life? Yes. Your ego doesn't want to admit that, but yes. Have you ever been wrong about something that you were so convinced you were correct on? Yes. Your ego doesn't like to admit that either. Have you ever had an assumption, which is what this is, I assume I'm undesirable, that later on turns out was completely and utterly fucking bullshit? Have you ever been convinced that you couldn't do something, but then it turns out that you could? Yes. Your ego doesn't like to hear that, but yes. And so maybe this is one of those times. And hopefully today's video has inserted just a little bit of doubt in your mind. A little bit of doubt of like, maybe I am a tiny bit desirable. Maybe I could be desirable. Maybe it's possible there's a tiny, tiny non-zero chance that if I worked on myself, on my outward appearance and my inner self-love and got some hobbies and all of that and had a cool life, or even just started putting together the pieces of beginning to build a cool life, maybe someone somewhere might find that mildly interesting and be willing to go on a date with me. And if I can get you to start even entertaining that thought, that maybe someone out there might like you potentially, maybe, who knows, maybe it could happen, then we've started the journey to you actually getting what you want and being the person that you want to be. Because this ain't it, Chief. This ain't who you want to be. Otherwise, you wouldn't have left the comment. You would have been like, no, I'm perfectly happy. You wrote this comment as a cry for help. And again, beautiful job opening up, my friend. Really good job opening this or asking this question. I hope that's obvious. I have nothing but the utmost respect for you. This is incredible. And if I've been tough on you in this video a little bit, it's because I can see the potential in you, brother. You're better than this. You're so much better than this. This is just the weak, scared, afraid part of you. And it's okay to be weak and scared and afraid. I am at times, of course. We all are. We're all human. But this isn't the real you, man. The real you is lovable. The real you is loving towards himself and towards other people. The real you is a courageous lion who's capable of greatness, who's capable of starting one day at a time and improving a tiny little bit at a time and building a dating life or building a sex life or finding someone that you settle down with and build something beautiful. And on top of that, obviously building your own happy, beautiful, wonderful life that you share with that person. You are capable of these things. Otherwise, I wouldn't have sat here for, like 40 minutes coaching you for fucking free. I would have just said, yeah, you're a hopeless case. I don't buy into your bullshit. You do. But the rest of us, or a hell of a lot of us, can see the potential within you. We can see your inherent self-worth. We can see your inherent lovability. We can see that in you, man. And my job, and part of this video, is to bring that potentiality into actuality. That is what I'm trying to do here, man. I'm trying to get you to see yourself the way that I and other people who know more than you can see you. I know you're capable of this. I've done this for long enough to know that. You don't know because you're a newbie. You're not an expert. You don't know jack shit. You don't know the first thing about meeting women. You don't know the first thing about dating, sex, and relationships. Because if you did, you'd go out and play the numbers game. So by the very evidence that you don't have the dating life that you want, you're clearly not good at it, right? Like that's a very obvious statement. So listen to the expert. And I don't like to call myself an expert, but I know more than you. I've coached hundreds, maybe 1,000 people at this point. I've done like 900 videos on this channel. I've had sex with a huge number of women. There's fucking pictures and videos of this shit on my website. I've had threesomes, orgies, all sorts of shit. I know what I'm doing. I've done this for long enough. I've changed or helped facilitate a lot of people changing their life. I know more than you. And I am telling you that you can do this. You are not special, even though your ego that you treat like God tells you that you're special, that you're the exception. You're the one who can't do this. But I'm telling you, my friend, you fucking can. And any of the rest of you who feel the same way that this guy does, I am telling you, you are capable. You are amazing. You are fucking lovable. And even if you don't believe that yourself, I fucking believe that about you. More to the point, I know that about you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if my words here today have resonated with you, if you like this style of coaching, a little bit of tough love, emphasis on the love, but a little bit of toughness in there too. If you feel like you're wanting that push, that spark, that fuel to start believing in yourself, to start believing that you are worthy, that you are capable, that you can go out there and build a sex life or a dating life or a relationship or a business or some self-love or a social life or whatever it is that you want, I would absolutely love to help you with that. Like I said at the start of this video, I'm on a mission right now to bring more people into the coaching program, to build that up, to change more lives. It is literally the reason that I'm here. I want to change as many lives as I possibly can before I die. And the way that I can best do that is in my coaching program. If this video helped any of you, imagine what would happen if you actually fucking paid me. And I could sit down with you. I fucking coach the guys in there every single day. But imagine what would happen if you actually paid me. And I could sit down with you, 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 and I could sit down Every single day I would coach you. Imagine me as your personal cheerleader literally every day. And not just me, the other three coaches, Ed, Taylor, and Cam. That's Ed that I just showed on the screen before. The guy that was a 31-year-old virgin and now has had sex with fucking, I don't know, 150 women, having all this crazy sex, building a relationship or starting to build a marriage now, working on building a marriage. If you want that guy as your cheerleader, and then Taylor and Cam and all the other people in the coaching group, I would love to have you in there. I will leave a link in the description below. If you're a little bit nervous about like, what if I don't fit in? Or what if now's not the right time? What if I can't afford it? Am I even going to make the most of it? What if I show up to the group and I kind of just waste my time? Or what if I make a bunch of changes in the program, but then I don't carry that on after the coaching is over? And we have things in place for that. You get to stay in the coaching group for the rest of your life in our little members only group. But whatever. The point is, if you have fears or concerns, or you're just not sure, but you'd like to sit down on a free call with me where there'll be no pressure. I'm not going to force you to join the coaching program. I'm not going to use bullshit sales techniques on you or objection handling or any of that shit. I'm going to ask you very simply, would you like to do the coaching program? Would you like to talk about it? And then there'll be no pressure. We'll talk it through, figure out a payment plan if you need to take one, figure out how we can solve some of those concerns or problems that you might have. You know, I know it can be a little bit scary to sign up for a big fucking expensive coaching program. I get that. I would say probably 85%, maybe 90% of the people that sign up for the program are fucking terrified when they first sit on that call with me. Some of them are even brave enough to tell me. They're like, I'm really scared right now, bro. I'll be really honest. I'm really nervous. And I'm like, hey, that's cool. We're just going to chill. We're going to chat. I promise it'll be okay. So if you feel like that and you'd still like to be brave and jump on a call with me and have me literally hold your hand through that whole process, I will leave a link in the description below to the coaching program. Like I said, I'm on a mission to change as many lives as I possibly can. I would like it to be yours, especially if you're someone that's felt the same way that this guy has felt, where you feel unlovable, you feel unworthy. I fucking promise you, there are so many people that have come to the coaching feeling exactly like that. And those are the success stories that we show on my YouTube channel. Those are the people that go on to have a crazy amount of sex or wild, intimate, passionate, beautiful experiences, or make a ton of friends or build a business. If they can do it, I promise you they're not special, and I promise you, you can too.